Oh, okay. Is the angle okay? I guess we'll find out because it always fucking does this. So, let's just begin with today's random topics, and we're gonna start off by saying it's motherfucking showtime. Anyway, so now that that's out of the way, let's go to some of the topics that I wanted to discuss. And the first one, as I check my handy dandy notes here, is in regards to when I channeled this thing, and it basically told me the voice of God is a whisper, not a trumpet or a siren. Okay. And when I was channeling this, to me, I interpreted this as there is no right, there is no wrong, right? Because from the God state, everything just is. Okay, so there's no judgment because there's nothing to be judged, because everything is everything, right? There's no sense of a polarity or a difference. Okay, so therefore there's nothing to judge, right? When a judgment comes up that you are not being in the God state because you are judging it, it typically comes from like a loud voice. Okay, I don't mean like you're screaming at yourself, but I mean like it'll be loud in a way where it causes a visceral reaction within you. Okay, this is a judgment, this is the trumpet of judgment. Whereas the God state, because there's nothing to judge, everything is peaceful, calm, beautiful, and perfect. There's nothing to judge, there's nothing loud, and there's nothing quiet, because everything just is the same, right? It's all calm. I thought this chair had an armrest, but it fucking didn't, so I don't even know if you could see that in the screen, but yeah, I'm gonna be flailing my arms around because, you know, I'm an animated speaker. But when I channeled this, I was like, okay, this makes sense in terms of the egoistic monkey mind voice, which is constantly judging things as good or bad or right or wrong, whatever. And that voice, ooh, look at my necklace here. It tends to be loud because the ego is loud, because it wants to be heard, because it wants to keep you stuck in the same spot. So it's trying to scare you, okay? It's trying to keep you in this version of you, whatever that is, and it'll be loud, okay? And when the ego is loud, it tends to get you to move, right? Just like if you place your hand inadvertently on a hot stove, you're like, oh shit, right? You jump fucking back. So this is how the ego is designed. And as I've spoken in a lot of my other content, you know, the ego is not necessarily a bad thing. We're not going to fully escape the ego. It's just a way of silencing that trumpet sound effect, and to get ourselves more and more in alignment with calm, because the more calm you feel, the closer you are to God. Now, this is not in terms of emotions, it's just a presence, okay? It's the feeling state of presence. So if you're having a heightened emotional thing going on in your vessel, you're not necessarily close to God, even if it is excitement, okay? And that's especially the case if you're feeling constricted, you're feeling angry, you're judging something and it's loud and that voice is just chirping at you and you're like, what the fuck, okay? That's not close to God, because remember, even when they say only God can judge me, right? Like, yes, theoretically you're God in an avatar, so you can judge things in the 3D. But the voice of God itself, who you are at the core, is not loud. It's just calm. That's how you can tell also the difference between, you know, intuition and like a fear-based thought, is that intuition is going to be quiet. It's going to whisper. It's not going to be loud like the loud trumpet. And when I got this little download about the trumpets, I immediately correlated to Judgment Day, okay? Because Judgment Day, as they say, you know, whatever, I don't read the Bible as a religious fucking text. I read it as like esoteric fucking knowledge about, you know, co-creation of reality. It's like in Beetlejuice, when they give you the handbook for the recently deceased, the Bible is the handbook for having a human experience as God. You know what I'm saying? It's the book, it's the manual. Okay, cool. So in the Bible, in the book of Revelation, how they talk about, the trumpet sound and the end of the world. Yes, because when you are free of judgment, you stop viewing your world and your surroundings from the ego perspective. You're just at one with the isness of everything, and that is the God state. So it is the end of the world as you know it, to an extent, because the ego has relinquished any semblance of thinking that it controls things, right? So you're kind of just in that place of peace. And this is why peace is the ultimate, okay? We are taught to think that things are super exciting, and that's where, we ought to lay our set our benchmark for, okay, in things that are exciting or planning for the future, right? What gets you excited about the future? I mean, what gets you excited right now? You know what I mean? There's no future, there's no past, there's no present, just everything is fucking conglomeration of isness in the moment. So we're trained to plan and to plot and to say, okay, I'm excited for this. This means it's good. Oh, I'm dreading that. This means it's bad. All of those are judgments. Do you see how that works? When in reality, I can guarantee you the times that you felt the most exhilarated and alive in your experience, you've just been in the fucking moment, enjoying it, and it felt calm. It wasn't exciting. It wasn't dreary. It was just there, like, oh wow, this is great. Like, it just felt peaceful. It felt like you were rolling with it, right? And those are states of God, because you're just in the moment. You're free of judgment. There's no trumpet sounding saying, hey, you might want to do this. Oh, look here, right? And that's why the trumpet, when they talk about like the end of the world, it doesn't mean that literally. And in my opinion, it doesn't even mean that as a metaphor in like a finality of it. It's just kind of like you're dropping your judgment in every moment. You're allowing the moment to be what it is, okay? And I think someone on one of my lives had mentioned that what I just talked about, something around that, is similar to what Eckhart Tolle talks about in his book. I forget what the fuck his book is called, but his popular book, whatever. And I know that Ram Dass has like a similar philosophy in his book, Be Here Now, where he's just like, when you're just in the moment, that's it. Like, there's nowhere to go. There's nothing to do. You are just in the moment, and that is God. Because from the God self, there's no judgment of the moment. It's just the moment in and of itself, and you're living it and you're experiencing it. This is why in manifestation, when people say just live your life, just do like everything as if you normally would, as if you had the thing, that is true in and of itself. Because if you had the thing and you were experiencing it, you wouldn't be judging a 3D circumstance saying this is not here, this hasn't happened yet, why is it taking so long? You would just be in the fucking moment. You know what I mean? So when you are truly free of judgment, you're in the God state. It's there. There is nothing else to do. And a lot of times this is when the thing that you've been manifesting on comes into fruition in the 3D, because you're not judging that it's not there. You're not judging its absence. You're not judging its lack in your realm. You're just at peace. And that is the God state. The God state is peaceful. Okay? So when they talk about the being free of when I talk about being free of judgment, because the Bible is written in a whatever way it is, right? They're talking about the trumpet sounds and it's judgment day, but it's not judgment day in terms of like everything is going to end and this or that. In my opinion, this is all my opinion, okay? So if you don't resonate with it, you don't. But this is what is sounding pretty funky fresh to me right now, so I'm gonna just talk about it because it makes some fucking sense. So when they're talking about Judgment Day, the trumpet sounds, it's like every time that trumpet sounds, every time that egoistic monkey mind chatter attempts to infiltrate your psyche, what are you doing with it? Are you fighting with it? Are you warring with it, right? Because remember, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, okay? So even if you're warring with it from a level of the ego, and you're arguing with it in your mind, it's still a carnal mindset. It's how you're arguing with those judgments. Oh no, but this is not true, but that's not true. Like, yeah, you can talk back to it, But the way that you get a thought to just dissolve on its own and not cause that emotional disruption within you is to just say, okay, be at the most peace as you possibly can in the moment. The thought comes up, boom, the fucking trumpet is fucking blaring, okay? Whoa, this came up because I'm perceiving this situation in some way that my God self is not perceiving this situation. Therefore, I was alerted. I was alerted by this siren, by this bell, by this trumpet, by whatever the fuck you want to call it, by the microwave timer, okay? However it appears with those egoistic monkey thoughts that are going to be loud, it's coming from what I always call the monkey mind, right? The animal portion, okay? That's just trying to preserve itself. It's not coming from the higher mind, the God self. It's loud and it's blaring because your God self is not in alignment with this thing that you're judging. And it's saying, oh, hey, look over here. Why did you have this thought? What do you have to believe to be true about this thought? And that's why it's so loud. You know, you could look at it in a way where, yes, it's loud to scare you into submission, but it's also loud because the way that I understand it, the parameters of the game, it's giving you clues, right? Like if you're playing the fucking Mario and they have an arrow pointing this way, this is the next path you should go. Like it's just clues in the game that's helping you along. But remember, the name of the game here is consciousness. So this 3D Earth matrix. So it's not necessarily going to be like physical things that are presenting themselves to you. It's going to be more mental, okay? But mental can also be from the carnal mind, the monkey mind, whatever you want to call it, okay? So I'm going to use the word carnal mind and monkey mind kind of interchangeably just because that's how I'm fucking seeing it. But you could call it whatever the fuck you want. You can call it a fucking toilet bowl or a fucking sledgehammer. I really don't care, okay? Because words don't mean anything really unless you assign them meaning. But anyway, so this is what I'm calling it, okay? So the judgment voice will be loud because it's trying to alert you, okay? Do you want to elevate consciousness or do you want to proceed down the path of judging that situation the same way you have always judged it? Because I guarantee you, if you didn't have a goddamn fucking story about that particular thing, that judgment trumpet, that siren would not have went off because you're just neutral, because you're just in alignment with perfection in that area. So nothing is going to take you out of that peace if you have that solid. So I'm going to give you an example, okay, from personal experience, okay? And this is just it's nothing like major, but it still is a judgment. And it's going to teach you about the only true isness is innocence, right? They say that in fucking Poltergeist, the movie. I've quoted that before too. They're like, the only given in life is innocence. All else is fought for. Because if you are innocent of something, that is the God state, because you're just, everything is all good. Everything is the same. There's no bad. There's no good. There's nothing to fear. There's nothing to look forward to. It just is, right? So it's sort of like an innocence. It hasn't been tainted. And that's what that means, in my opinion. So, okay, so the example that I'm going to give you about a judgment that I had, and I'm going to show you that this is how, if you don't have an underlying belief about something, you will not judge it. It will just be like, okay, whatever. Okay, so let's say, I don't know, the story that I always use about horror movies, okay? I don't have any judgment about horror movies. I'm just like, okay, they're there. I don't think they're scary. I don't think they're bad. I'm just like, oh, this is entertaining to watch, if anything. But I don't have oh my God, like, you know, there was never a movie I saw that scared me, that I have a belief about or anything. I'm just like, okay, it's really neutral to me, right? I enjoy it, but it still processes as neutral in my vessel. Like, of course, if I'm watching a movie, I'm not going to tell you that I'm fucking sit there and judge it and say, well, this movie was kind of shit. This movie was kind of lit. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying. You always know what the fuck I'm saying because you the real MVPs. But anyway, so me watching a horror movie without any judgment and my homies watching the horror movie, but they have a belief because maybe they were 5 years old and they fucking saw a horror movie and it scared them, so now they have a belief that horror movies are going to scare them. That's a judgment that they're carrying subconsciously. So I can watch the same horror movie. My friend is like, yo, how you not scared? I'm like, scared of what? Like, there's nothing to be afraid of, right? Because I am not having any type of reaction to it. I'm just in the moment watching the movie without the undertone of a judgment about that thing. So that's how you can tell, right? When someone else is saying, oh, aren't you this or aren't you that or whatever, okay? People have asked me, how do I just talk on fucking TikTok and not give a fuck, like public speaking? I'm like, I don't know. It's not something I'm carrying a judgment, right? Where some individuals, they might have a judgment of like public speaking, or they don't want to be on camera, right? Like there's all different sorts of personalities, and none is right, none is wrong. It doesn't mean that I'm this because I like horror movies and my friend is that because they don't. It's just it's just a preference, okay? So, but you can tell the undertone if there is a judgment, because if someone brings up a situation to you, if you don't have any underlying judgment of that, it's just neutral, like whatever, it's not going to trigger that trumpet to sound off, okay? So horror movie, I'm just like, okay, my homie is like, what the fuck, right? That's that trumpet, there's that judgment. So it's coming from that perception of saying, okay, well, you have a story here. We're alerting you that there's something here that is processing as a discontent because of some belief you're carrying, because all these, this whole matrix is made of fucking floating beliefs, energetically speaking, in my opinion. So it's saying, here, do you want to address it? So homie might be like, nah, I'm okay. Like they don't care about being afraid of horror movies. They'll proceed down that path. But also in that path, when the trumpet sounds, you can say, I choose, like I spoke in my live yesterday about the resurrection and Neville saying, let the old man die. You can choose to die to that belief, therefore that identity of the motherfucker that's afraid of horror movies, and you proceed forward to that other, path where you're not, okay? And that's how it works for any situation. Of course, I gave a light example, but that's how it is for everything. If you are having an adverse visceral reaction to something in the 3D or something that was said to you, you still have an underlying judgment in that area. And that judgment, because it was sounding like a blaring fucking siren, it's not something that fucking serves you. So if you would look at when those instances come up, a lot of motherfuckers call them triggers, but I'm just using it from the fucking metaphysical, esoteric, ancient, archaic fucking school of thinking, okay? So the judgment in the Bible, from in that context, it actually is showing you not the end of the world, but the end of your way of thinking. And then judgment, right? Okay, you're judging it from that perspective, because it gave you the alarm bell, which triggered the ego. Now the ego is like looking, oh, do you want to proceed this way or do you want to proceed that way? Then you have your own judgment from the ego perspective. Do I want to be more calm and closer to my God self, or do I want to proceed down this other path? And this is for any instance in your life, okay? Whenever that fear pops up, it just basically means that you have a story in there. And it's up for you in the moment to say, do I want to proceed with this? And then if you say, no, I don't want to proceed with this, then congrats, homie. You up-leveled in consciousness, okay? So there's all different sorts of perspectives. And that's also how you can tell what other individuals' judgments are, right? Like if you're just talking to someone randomly and all of a sudden they get triggered, you can kind of see what type of story that individual has going on within them, because you're aware, like, okay, they got triggered by this, like, why would anyone get triggered? And of course someone is be like, oh, well, because there you pushed out, so you were triggered, so you projected that trigger onto them. No, because I know that some of y'all have had instances where you were just talking to someone and it's like they were triggered, and it's like, where did that even come from? Like, I wasn't even thinking that way, but they did. So you can tell what stories other motherfuckers have going on within them. And how can you tell this? Because yes, they are you, but you're observing something from the level of consciousness that you know about conscious reality co-creation. So you're able to see into others' judgments by what they are reacting to in the 3D. Okay, you're able to see it. The things that they say about themselves, you can see all of that, okay? And yes, in a way, you are kind of judging them. But if you're from the God state and someone is triggered, I promise you, you will not be triggered back. You'll be like, oh, something's going on in there. It's not going to trigger you because you're just like, whoa, that like, yeah, they're me pushed out. This presented itself to me because maybe at this moment in time, I should know this about them. I should know what they are perceiving in their minds as a trigger. I should know that even though they were triggered, it has nothing to do with me aside from my observation of, oh, that's interesting. They have a story about this. But someone's going to say, oh, but didn't you create their trigger? You're not creating others' beliefs for them, right? Because they're having their own consciousness, but you are influencing them by your belief about them. So if you have in your consciousness, oh yeah, I can read motherfuckers like a book, right? Then all of these people are gonna gravitate towards you and you're gonna be like, oh, I know who they are. I read them like a book, because that's your dominant assumption. So then you might start seeing things in them that they have going on, but the common resonance is maybe they were triggered by something that you used to be triggered by, and that was the common denominator that matched you together. Or you have a story about these types of people are triggered by this or whatever, okay? Whenever I talk about relationships, motherfuckers get triggered and say, whatever. I don't fucking know, okay? You might have a perception like that. So then they present themselves to you and then they get triggered by something and you're like, oh, well, I thought individuals like these would be triggered by something like that. I had an assumption, or maybe I used to get triggered by this very topic, and I can see how much I've evolved that I see them get triggered, and maybe they were meant to cross my path so I could tell them and teach them how not to be triggered by this thing that I overcame from my ego perspective, right? So you're not creating their judgments. You just have stories within yourself, of course, that are in common resonance with others. And if you're noticing that other individuals have certain judgments or certain triggers or certain patterns in their life, you still have the awareness to be like, okay, from their own experience, they have this going on, but what I'm observing from them is a clean slate. So they presented this to me. Now, do I want to proceed forward? Because there was some resonance. Do I want to proceed forward with, I don't know, trying to psychoanalyze them? Or might just be like, no, whatever the fuck triggers they have going on, I can accept their triggers and I can be aware of it. I can be aware that maybe they have stories that don't agree with my stories, but there's still a common resonance here where I'm just like, you know what? They can be triggered by every motherfucker, but they cool with me, right? It's still what you want to do with it. But there would be some sort of, common resonance, even though you're creating your versions of other people, but you can still tap into, because you're aware of it, right? You're aware of conscious reality co-creation. So maybe this person doesn't believe in manifesting and they're triggered and they have a pattern going on, and you see it because you already are looking for that because you have the awareness of it, but they just don't. And maybe you were sent in their line of sight to like help them through that. I mean, it's a multitude of different reasons of why individuals cross paths with us, but you always still have the choice, that trumpet sounding, oh, every time I meet someone who's a dating coach, they always get triggered by this, right? Like, whatever, I don't fucking know, okay? Then you say, okay, well, I have a story about these types of people, or I can just say, I get along with dating coaches. I don't agree with everything that they say, but we have a common resonance, and I see that they're creating their own experience, but aside from that, we really both enjoy playing soccer. I don't fucking know, okay? Pick up anything, all right? I mean, there's no limits. It's just you. So you also can see commonalities that you have with individuals, even if the individual has totally different viewpoints from you, right? Because I have friends that are into religion. I'm not into religion, right? So does that mean I'm creating them to be in religion to trigger me? No. I'm like, okay, they're into religion. I can judge that and say, well, that's not my preference to be into religion, but that's their preference. I'm going to respect that. But at the same time, I'm not going, oh my God, so I attracted them because religion. No, it's like, because why? Because I feel calm. Because someone telling me that they're super religious didn't trigger me. It didn't set me off. So I'm in my God state, so I can accept it from saying, okay, yeah, that's what's going on with them. But it has nothing to do with me, because my dynamic with them is above and beyond any stories that they can tell themselves, or any story that I can tell myself, right? We're connected on a deeper level, and the level that I choose to connect with this individual who has different egoistic views than me is the level of pure consciousness. That is the ultimate. So you can say we're connected because we both, I don't fucking know, writing Shakespearean sonnets and then burning them in the fireplace while dancing around naked. I don't know, okay? Maybe there's something else that's common, and you see that the things that really connect individuals to others are not egoistic. Okay, they might seem egoistic on the fucking surface, but they're not. A true connection, because if you've noticed, and maybe this is just my opinion, I mean, it's something I've observed. If this doesn't resonate with you, then you don't, need to fucking agree with anything I say. And I always tell you motherfuckers that you don't need to agree with jack shit I'm saying. I'm just talking because why the fuck not? And I almost spilled my fucking water, but it's good. So let me hold that thought. The things that you tend to connect with other individuals on, you will notice are already beyond judgment. And that is how you know it's a true connection. So you might have differing views. I'm not into religion. This individual is. Okay. But we have a common ground that is past judgment. There's no trumpets even in this realm where I connect with this individual, and it's something that you're just going to know. It's not going to be something you can explain in words, because the ether, the God state, is inexplainable. So this is why you connected with that individual, because you have something godly with them. And when you are in that God state with someone else, there is no judgment. There is no time. It's just everything is. Okay? And you accept whatever the fuck about them wholly and completely. You're like, they believe in religion, I don't, but what we have surpasses religion. Okay? And those are the connections. Thank you for the gift. I know that all of you have had experiences with. It was just something you could not explain. And you know what that is? It's the God state. We were drawn to each other. Okay, yeah, that's the God state right there. And you can't describe it in judgment. So the connections that are built only off of egoistic, whatever the fuck. I don't know why I'm making dinosaur fucking finger puppets or shadow puppets. You know how they do that shit on the wall? I don't know why I'm doing that, but it's all good. Okay? I told you I talk with my hands, so this is like my second mouth. Oh my God. Okay. So back on track here. So the connections that you have noticed with others with ego, I believe I said this in one of my recent lives too. If it was built on some egoistic thing, on some judgment that caused you fear, oh, I need to get with this person right now, because if I don't, I'm gonna miss my chance, or whatever, right? I need to, I don't know, find a job, buy a house. I need to do this, or else it's going to be too late. Or if I don't do this now, this is going to happen, or I'm going to miss my chance, right? The things that you stepped into in the 3D, from what I have noticed, that were based off of fear, do not seem to last, because they are not real. Because remember, the judgments are not real. The beliefs are not real. So how can something last when is fleeting, when the God self is the ultimate? The God self is the source of everything, illuminating everything. So if you met someone on an egoistic thing and you were fear-based when you went into it, that has to fucking crumble, because it's not real. Okay? So this is why you meet someone, oh, if I don't move to this country, the person is going to forget about me. So you move another country to go beat this person. You did it out of fear, and the relationship went to shit anyway. Why? Because you went into it from that place of fear. So the relationship may have that fucking godly quality to it, right? But you have to kind of look at, okay, this ego story cannot exist in my God perfection with this individual. So if it is a God perfection bond, which you are sensing with someone and you just know that, but there's a whole bunch of ego shit that's like getting in the way, it's like infiltrating the connection, that is the part that crumbles. And that's when we talk about the phoenix rising from the ashes. Okay, that part, that egoistic whatever the fuck that happened in the 3D, it has to dissolve so that you can be with this individual in the godly state, and the godly state is free of judgment. This is why when someone is talking about specific person, we're not even calling them specific person anymore. You're the specific person, and this motherfucker is already performing to you however the fuck you want them to. They're not a specific motherfucker. You're specific, and they are icing on the cake, okay? But whatever, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. As we switch up the vocabulary, some of you might take a little bit, you know, to digest it, but we're not calling them specific motherfuckers. The fuck are they, bro? They're you, but like, I mean, they're not that fucking important that you're gonna like segregate them and say this is a specific motherfucker. Everyone else loves me. Oh, but this person didn't text me back. Yeah, see what you're doing? You place them in a specific bucket when they shouldn't be there, okay? They should be in the bucket of I'm the Lord and there is none else. Of course they're in love with me. Of course they always exist to assist and serve me because I'm the Lord and there is none else. And there is nothing that they would rather do than assist and serve the Lord. Okay. So when you're manifesting, saying you're manifesting, whatever, or have your sights set on a motherfucker, okay, you're looking at the ego shit and you're allowing the trumpet to sound. And you're not only, you know, having the trumpet sound, but it's like, it's kind of coercing you into doing shit, isn't it now? It's coercing your motherfucking ass to fucking perform actions that are fear-based, because the God self, remember, does not fucking need to act. God self doesn't need to do anything because it's already there all at once. So if you're performing an action and it's coming from fear, and you're gonna know because the trumpet said if you don't do this, this is gonna happen, whatever the case, right? You're thinking, okay, you have a godly connection with this individual. Okay, cool, that's done. But in order for you to even dissolve that ego part, that part with the judgment trumpets, whatever, whenever that trumpet sounds, you look at this. Okay, what story is this telling me? Why did I have a visceral reaction to this thought? Okay, what do I believe about this? Oh shit, okay, let me not believe that anymore. And then if the motherfucker that your intentions or whatever, you know, their intentions are on you and they are in love with you, but you're perceiving that you're manifesting them, but you're really not because you are them. But this individual, they do something else, or they say something else, or they don't do something else, or they don't say something else. Whatever they're doing or not doing, you're just taking it up the fucking ass and around the corner. Because you have the fucking trumpet in your ass. You have the trumpet in your fucking ass right now with no lube. If you keep allowing that same story to lead you, because that story is coming up because it's trying to dissolve. It's saying, okay, yes, you know, you and this individual, you are the same, you're the same consciousness, and this bond expands beyond time and space. Okay, that's your knowing, that's what you know. But then the ego shit is there like a funhouse mirror trying to trick you and saying, oh no, but this story is real, but this belief is real. And then it's like sounding the alarm. It's kind of like giving you a heads up, like, hey, how do you want to proceed from here? Because if you're just at peace, like I said, the story without judgment, just okay, everything just is, you know, I'm here with my homie, we enjoy each other's company above and beyond the horror movie and what this motherfucker thinks of it and what I think about that, right? There's no judgment on my end, even though we're both judging the horror movie differently. I'm not gonna think my homie don't like me because I like horror movies and they don't. I'm not thinking that way. Like, I'm just not. So when you're saying that there's this individual that tickles your fancy, okay, and then you're nitpicking and you're saying, oh, but this in the 3D, but that in the 3D, I guarantee you it came from a trumpet sounding in your fucking ear. In your ass too. I mean, the trumpet is just blasting into every orifice at this point. Okay, it's like boom, trumpet's going off. Like maybe you might want to calm down and just just take a deep breath here. Okay, we don't want trumpets in the ass. I mean, especially without lube. Okay, we do not want that. Unless you do, then hey, I don't, whatever floats your fucking boat. Okay. I don't want a trumpet in my ass. So I'm just saying, I don't need to have a trumpet in my ass. So when that trumpet is blasting, what is this signaling to you? You have a godly connection with this motherfucker, but then a belief is going to come up. Oh shit, this is keeping me from that godly connection. That belief has to crumble in order for us to meet us in our godliness. That's all it is. So you can have that individual, but if you're nitpicking everything and trying to analyze it, the only thing you need to analyze, okay, I'm feeling this visceral sensation in my vessel. Okay, yeah, maybe that means I'm getting triggered. What does this trigger say about a story that's going on that's not true, that wants to be dissolved so I can have this godly connection? Boom, 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 clear the cache, okay? And even Rumi says this, okay? He says some quote beyond the right doing and wrong doing. There is a field, I'll meet you there. I mean, hello. Hell fucking oh. Okay? Goodness. It is beyond that. So the shit that you are nitpicking and overanalyzing and trying to understand in the 3D, if you would just say, okay, why did that come up? What does it say about a story? Oh, it says that. Okay, let me just assume that the opposite of that story is true. That's all you would do. Or you could just ignore it and say, I don't know what belief this is, but like, what the fuck? I'm gonna not look at anything from the place of fear, because you cannot be in fear and in love at the same time. You cannot. They cancel each other out. Right? So if you are saying that you're in love with a motherfucker, but you're like, but you got trumpets blaring up your fucking ass when all the motherfucker did was sneeze. I don't like the way this motherfucker sneezed. That must mean they don't want, like, what? And it's okay. It's okay. Because, sometimes that shit happens and sometimes the thoughts run amok. But if you really want to implement true change, you're going to look at the same fucking situation and you're going to say, okay, well, I'm clearly getting a signal here that there's something that's unwanted in this equation. What could that be? Okay, toss that in the fucking garbage. Flush that shit down the fucking toilet bowl. And then you drop these beliefs and then you are at the God state with this individual as you were the whole time, but the beliefs were getting in the way. And this can go for any type of individual, okay? It can go with, like, maybe you have a sibling that you're not close to and you want to be closer to them or whatever. It's still, you are saying that you have a bond with this individual on a soul level. They are you. You're connected somewhere above and beyond the ego, in the field, beyond right doing and wrong doing. In the field, I'll meet you there. That's where your true connection with them is. But what is the shit that's in the way? It's ego belief systems that are really, that's why you're being triggered, in my opinion, because if you didn't have a backstory about that, you wouldn't be thinking anything. Oh, this motherfucker sneezed. Okay. It would just be neutral. You wouldn't think anything. So that's how you can tell where you are at. Whew. Oh, wow. Okay. I don't even know how long I was talking. I was doing a sermon for a while, even though time doesn't exist, but it's all good. I don't even know, like, the judgment trumpets. Yeah, so, I mean, there you go. Judgment Day is not what motherfuckers mostly associate it to be. You hope I never change the way I talk in my videos, because this is absolutely great. Wow, thank you for being here. I'm glad that you enjoy. So I don't know where the fuck I legit I have no idea. I'm just fiddling with my necklace here because that's what I do. I can't keep my hands like in one spot. I don't like anything in one spot. That's how I be maneuvering around because I like to let the energy flow. We like to keep it fluid, you know. So that is exactly what it is. Thank you. You like the Scar and Ursula analogy? Yeah, some days I'm more like quantum technical, some days I'm more like pictogram, other times I just go into metaphors about cartoon characters who happen to be Disney villains, you know. We like to switch it up. So that's what we doing. The most powerful stays when you don't even care what the person is doing in the 3D. Yeah, because if God didn't already have this desire within them, the desire wouldn't be for them. And they know that. So therefore, if you're saying this is it, this is the person, right? It already is, and God knows that. So God is not caring about anything in the 3D because God is elevated above and beyond the 3D. So there's nothing to even care about because as far as the God self is concerned, we're already in this, you know? And yes, that's very true. Like when you stop caring about the situation in general or the desire, it's like, okay, you've what I was speaking about in my live yesterday was like that total surrender, right? Where you have that whole like resurrection thing. You've just surrendered. You're like, okay, you know what? And that's how you can also do it with that, you know, the ego trumpets. You can just say, okay, thought, you know what? I don't know what belief this is, but I surrender. I'm not even going to entertain this shit anymore. You know what I mean? And that's the true God state. You're just surrendered to the moment. You're not care. And it's not like a weak, like I surrender, I give up. It's like you just kind of, okay, I'm just going to chill. I'm just going to lie back and let the waves carry me because I know who I am. And if I know who I am and I know what's going on in here, then I know that everything in my 3D is perfect because it's perfection upstairs. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what I said in yesterday's video too. I was like, we were talking about surrender, and you know, I'm really like, I already set the intention to find a way if there's like that, if there's a way to just like dismantle a belief at once. Like, and you can do it with certain things and maybe not with others. I haven't really figured that formula out. I know it can be done though because I've done it. I've just dismantled a belief and said no more, and then it was gone. So making the decision, yes. But other than making the decision and just kind of letting it go and saying it's done, I don't know a way you can really force surrendering or not caring. It just kind of occurs. But that is definitely my next like goal that I want to do just for me, because I'm fucking curious. Because it's like, okay, yes, surrender. I'm like, yeah, you can say you surrender, you can say you don't care, you can say everything is all good, but if it's not processing as in alignment in your entire vessel, it means that your subconscious and your conscious are not on board with it, which means you haven't like fully surrendered to it, right? Because surrender means it's like a free flow. It's like the conscious mind, subconscious mind are just in agreement, right? That's why the other Bible verse where he says, if two shall agree on earth, that's, you're talking about your conscious, your subconscious minds, at least in my opinion. And if your conscious mind and your subconscious mind are in alignment, that's true knowing. It's not a belief anymore. You just know it. You know it like you know your name. And if someone were to tell you your name is not what your name is, you would be like, motherfucker, like, huh? Like, it wouldn't even process as any, like, trumpet sounding, right? Because you're in alignment with it. That's who you are. That's who you identify as within you, so no one can take that from you. Yeah, exactly, Jordan. Any thought that doesn't feel good is direct feedback from God that it doesn't resonate with God's self. That's true, because if it was in resonance with that higher aspect with you, it wouldn't process as anything. It would just be there, like, okay. And that's the true ultimate. Calm is the fucking ultimate. I don't know. I like, isn't there a quote that says like calm is a superpower or some shit? Like, so it really is, because think about it. You got trumpets blaring, okay? You got sirens wailing, and then you're just sitting there like, okay. I mean, motherfucker, you untouchable if you doing that. And I mean that, like, it could be metaphorically. There could be like a war up in your mind with your fucking thoughts, and if you're just like taking a step back and saying, wow, these thoughts are really going at it today. Yeah, one's bad, one's good, one's positive, one's negative. But wait, who's the one assigning these thoughts as bad or good or positive or negative? Oh, that would be me. Okay, only God can judge. But right now, if I'm looking at thoughts and judging them, that means that I'm in a 3D state of mind, and I really want to be more at one with my God self. So I'm going to go and flip those thoughts completely and say, I'm going to do something that brings me joy in the moment, whatever the fuck it is. If I want to take a shower, if I want to go for a walk, if I want to go for a drive, if I want to beat my fucking meat, don't fucking matter. As long as it's making me feel good and it's going to bring me presence in the moment, I'm going to fucking do that. Fuck yes. And you do that, and the more you're present, like literally focused on something in front of you. I don't care if you had to take up fucking knitting or crocheting, okay? I always wanted to do that one, the huge yarn. I wanted to do that with the knitting, like, and it's like you knit with your fucking fist. You're knitting with your fists instead of like needles. It's like huge yarn, and it looks so fucking relaxing. So I've always wanted to do that. So I ain't knocking knitting and crocheting, because that shit look fucking lit. But anyway, take up a fucking hobby in the 3D that you're concentrated on that task and it brings you in the moment. Whatever it is that you can do to just say, okay, I know that I can be here and be calm. Bro, put a video game on, put a movie on. Me personally, I like to put on Night of the Living Dead and pleasure myself, because it's fucking, that's what I like. That's what I like, okay? It doesn't mean everyone is going to. So what does it for you? Is it a hot shower? Is it, I don't fucking know. For me, also what relaxes me, I like to put on YouTube videos like the air raid sirens, or like tornado sirens, or like nuclear threat, whatever, those type of sirens, because they just, it soothes me, okay? But see, I ain't judging that, because that soothes me. Someone else might find it a little fucking weird, but it soothes me, so I ain't gonna have no shame in saying that. If I want to calm down, I put on a horror movie. I pleasure myself with air raid sirens playing in the background. Yeah. And as I'm pleasuring myself, I think about me. Because if you're going to pleasure yourself or do that fucking old method shit, whatever, I mean, nothing's a method. You are the method. But if you are going to do that, don't think about that motherfucker. Think about you. Because remember, it comes back to you. And that shit, if you are going to do that, you don't think about anyone else in the equation. You just say, I'm so fucking lit. Like, goddamn. Like, That's it, and you think about yourself. That's the fucking key right there, okay? Because the focus is always on you. So you're thinking about someone else, and you're like, okay, yeah, that's great. You can have that visual, but still the focus is on you. You're the one. They're not the one. You can be like, oh, but they're the one. No, they ain't the one. You the one, and they're an accessory. That's how it always is. Not in like a demeaning way where you don't give a fuck about them or you mistreat them, obviously, but it's like they never come before you. You come first in every fucking sense of the words. You know what I'm saying? Because you're the ultimate authority. Because I know I've seen that fucking method go around on here, and I'm like, huh. I mean, you don't need a method, but that might be a fun method if you do want to relax as well. Like if those trumpets are going off and you're like, okay, hey, go take a break. You know what I'm saying? Like wherever the fuck. I mean, but you have to find something that you already know is going to bring you back to the present moment. Okay, like I said. Knitting, I could do that. I could clean. Another thing that I can do, just be present in the moment that makes me feel good. I can fucking clean. Like I just put my jamming headphones always. I listen to my music and I just fucking go at it. That's bringing me in the moment. I'm doing something, okay? If you go for a walk, you are doing something in the moment. If you enjoy going for walks, okay? Whatever you enjoy, playing the fucking video game. if that's going to bring you in the moment and you know it's going to give you pleasure, you drop everything, you fucking run to the game and you say, okay, here we go. That's it. If the thoughts and the trumpets are sounding, you have to find something physical that you enjoy doing that is going to take you out of that. You can say, okay, thoughts, shut off, and then they can. I have done that as well, but it just depends on you. Some can do that and some are not at that point where they're doing that. And either way is fine. But if you're not at the point where you're saying thoughts shut off, then they just then you must find something to do that's physical that you know will keep you enraptured in that moment. Okay? Something that you know you love to do. I don't care if it's fucking painting your bedroom another color. Whatever, bro. Whatever you know is going to relax you in the 3D, you do that. You prioritize yourself. You do something that is going to relax you. You're not going into, I'm thinking about this individual. Maybe I should call them. Maybe I should drive by their house. No, you're placing your focus on that motherfucker. You're giving them too much importance in the moment. And in the moments when the trumpets are sounding, you have to go inside yourself and focus on you. And say, okay, fuck everything that's happening on the outside. Let me just chill for a moment. If I'm unable to say that these thoughts are now done from my awareness, if I don't snap my fingers and they drop, then I must find something physically to do where my thoughts are now going to be focused presently, something that I enjoy. And everyone has something that they enjoy. And you will get to a point where you're not going to hear no fucking trumpets because you're like, okay, I'm the only judgment. I'm deciding whatever, that this belief system has no impact on me, I don't know what the fuck that it's trying to come up here, but I decide that this belief is now gone. And then you do something. Because if you are too in your mind, that means that there's an imbalance. You're too in your mind. Okay? So this is also something that I did want to touch on. I don't know if I should really get into it because it's my belief, but like there is things that, where it kind of relates to manifestation and alignment, but this is a chakra system. Okay. And when they describe the judgments, they say the angels of judgment, the 7 angels of judgment, right? They're trumpeting. Okay. This means they're out of alignment, in my opinion, from a metaphorical perspective. The chakras, the representations, the 7 angels, it's the 7 chakras. Okay. They are out of alignment. And that's why like there's no balance, right? The conscious mind, the subconscious mind, the 7 chakras, there's no one is agreeing with fucking anything. Okay, it's like discombobulated, okay? And then that's why you're getting these fucking crazy thoughts out of nowhere, judging, oh, what about this, what about that? It's like you're not in alignment energetically, okay? That means your chakra system is out of balance. The 7 angels of judgment, your chakra system is misaligned. What you do, you have to align yourself again before you proceed. That's it. And how you align yourself, if you are having intrusive fucking warring thoughts, you are too in your mind. You are too in your fucking, what do they call it? Third eye chakra? Yeah, third eye chakra is good, right? Because it's picking up on everything. It's like open. But third eye that is in imbalance, everything. Okay? I've had this in good instances. Okay? Like I said, I process information fucking fast, even when I'm channeling. Okay, if it has opened my third eye so much, where it's like so much information, and it's all good information. It's not the judgments; they're just like thoughts that are coming, boom, boom, boom. I'm like, whoa, like it's just an energetic imbalance because all the energy is now directed there. Okay, so the center, the heart, the core, right? The heart, the core, okay, earth matrix, how you center yourself because you are the earth matrix experiencing itself. You have to go back in the heart center because that's like the crossroads, between the higher chakras, like the thought and everything, and then the lower chakras. So how you restore balance, okay? You go from the right, you release from the chest, the breath that's coming from the heart, you calm it down. So now the heart chakra is like, whoosh, it's like a doorway. But then to rectify the imbalance, if you're too much in your head, you have to do something physical to get your mind off of there. Do you see how that works? And someone is gonna say, well, that's just your belief. I mean, okay, it is my belief. I ain't gonna fucking tell you it isn't. But I've also studied this shit. I've also experienced this shit. I've also done this shit. And I can tell you, manifestation is, you know, everyone is fucking doing it, okay? But there are teachings that are in like more Eastern philosophies and like esoteric and occult things. The teachings are there. They're showing you what to do to help you with the manifestation. Okay, so if you're like, well, I don't believe in chakras, but I am creating my own reality, then you're probably not going to resonate with this. Okay, but you know, I've done a lot of fucking experimentation with this, and I can tell you, if you hear about chakras and you're like, oh, that's some woo-woo shit, we're talking about manifestation, you can research it or you don't need to, but this is what it means for you to have the best possible experience as a humanoid, where you get to have your instantaneous manifestations, because all these teachings are just teaching you how to calibrate more to your God self. That's all they're doing. They're not telling you how to manifest. It's telling you how to upkeep the fucking physical vessel's mental prowess. It's telling you how to update the software of your mind. And you cannot see the chakras physically. That does not mean they do not exist. If you don't believe in them, you don't believe in them. But I'm, you know, this is whatever. We just going because this is my fucking channel. So we just going with it. But I'm not inflicting this upon anyone. Please do your own research if you so desire. Okay? But these teachings about chakras and energy alignment, you can say, oh, that's just a belief. Okay. But if you look into it, you're going to see how they help you to upgrade the software, which enables you to manifest at an instantaneous rate. Because now you have cleared the cache of your mind. You have cleared that energy. So if the thoughts are overwhelming, what do? You balance it, okay? Like the Kabbalion says, okay? You're too much over here. You have to like neutralize it to go back in your heart center where you're feeling calm. And that's how you know you've neutralized it. When you just feel calm and you feel at peace, you go and you do the opposite. Too many thoughts. Okay, that means I'm too much in my mind. Upper chakras are like, whoa, like that. And that's where your emotions can drag you away with them. That's where your thoughts can drag you away with them, because you're so in the upper chakras. It's like you're lighter because they exist in the ethers, right? They're connected to all things that are intangible and infinite, right? So if you're so in there, it's like, you're gonna be easily kidnapped by feelings or thoughts, and they're going to run away with you just because you're operating from a lighter principle, and then you spiral. But you don't understand that it's because the chakras are not fucking in alignment, bro. So you understand that, yes, they're just a thought. If I change my thoughts, okay, but if you're too in your fucking mind, I gotta flip this, I gotta flip that, oh no, bro, do something physical. The thoughts will fucking slow down on their own, but you're too in that energy, you're too in that height of chaos, okay, whatever the fuck, okay, because there's so many things going on at once. Even if they're good things, they can look like chaos, or they can process as chaos, and you're too up there. So now you have to fucking like, you have to clear the path for you to be like, okay, I'm calm, I can do this. Okay, I don't need to be in my mind. Then you do something physical, because it's the exact opposite of being in your mind. Now you're looking at something that you can touch and you can taste. And some smart motherfuckers be like, oh, nothing, you can't really touch anything. You said that in your other live stream, that you don't not really touching anything. It's a perception of touching. And then, but the 3D is not real, and you know, you shouldn't have to do something physical in order. But my dude, okay, then you can do it that way, and you can let me know how that goes. That's it. You don't need to listen to jack shit I'm saying, okay? But I tell you from experience what the fuck it is. You're too in your thoughts, okay? And how you get out of your thoughts so those thoughts won't war at you and interfere with your manifestation, which is already done, but this is just updating the fucking software. Has nothing to do with manifestation. It's like the tool, right? The Bible tells us these things, how to manifest. It can be instant, but why do they have all of these other studies of energetic alignment and things like that? Why are they doing this? Because it helps you to upgrade. Why do they have tests about remote viewing? They're testing individuals. Do you see what's here? Why? Because it's upgrading the system. Okay, that's all it is. And that's like another level, because someone is going to say, oh, but I don't believe that there's an operating system. Okay, then don't, man. I don't know what to tell. Again, this is not to force anyone into anything, but this is what I have seen to be true. And if you are constantly warring with intrusive thoughts, you're too much in your head. You have to do something physical to balance the energies. The chakras are in alignment. The 7 angels, which they talk about in the Bible, stop fucking sounding, because you're calm, you're neutral, you're at peace. That's why the fucking core, right? Core means heart. Earth is a fucking mismatch of the word heart. So this is what it is, the true neutrality. And I don't mean your heart like your feelings, your emotions. I mean the sense of calm. Okay? Because when you're feeling anything, you're feeling it likely from your foot, like your chest is feeling something, right? Not because it's like your heart and it's like it's the core. It's where it's like it's the fucking processor. It's the processor of the information. Wow. Because that's what it's, oh shit. This is like a fucking computer term. It is the processor. It is the processor. Yes. Okay. So the processor now, because you're having these thoughts, is overheating. Right? Because it's trying to calm those down. So how it can reach easier to calm those things down if you do something physical. Because now it's like, it's not overheating because it's imbalanced, right? It's like you're pouring hot water, hot water, hot water. The heart is like super fucking hot. So you have to make it cool down, and you cool it down by doing the opposite. So let's say you were too much in your body, okay? If you were too much in your body, like you're too much, in something in the 3D, okay? Like let's say you feel like you're trapped in your circumstances, you don't like your job or your living situation, okay? So that's a very third dimensional thing. It's not like your thoughts are racing, it's like your physical conditions are uncomfortable for you. You feel stuck, right? That's very lower chakra based. So if you're too much in your lower chakras, like where you keep looking at like the 3D or your 3D, like you're in a place even where you're not comfortable physically, right? Body ailments or things like that. So this could be metaphorically that you feel stuck in your body, like maybe you feel stuck at your job, you hate your office, whatever, right? But it can also be physical discomfort that is very, very close to is very close, is very dense energy. Okay, you feel stuck, you feel trapped. It's not all over the place like chaotic, but it's more like low and dense and stuck and heavy. So that is lower chakra energy, right? Because you're too focused on something physical, whether it's your body or your physical circumstances, okay? You're too in that energy. So how you get out of that? What is the opposite? What did we just discuss? The opposite of being too enmeshed in something physical is to open your mind. You Oprah, you fucking Oprah. Oh my God. Is that going to be the new thing? Is that going to be the new thing? I'm going to call it Oprahing, and you just like boom, like your heart chakra like blasts open. I don't fucking know. Anyway, maybe that's significant for someone, but you are opening, okay, you're opening the heart chakra to feel content again, because if you're too stuck in your physical surroundings, you feel a heaviness, right? It's not necessarily like constricted or like wily, like you're trying to like fix something. It's like heavy. It's like you feel it. It's processing is heavy. That's what I was gonna write down. Heart is the fucking processor. Oh man, I'm seeing all this shit. I'm glad this is going on YouTube because, okay, wait. Processor heart. Okay, so if you want to think of it like nothing personal, okay, it's just the way that the operating system is designed, and we want to think of the avatar as a computer, okay. So the processor is the heart, and I have to look up what the definition is, but that's just what was conveyed to me, so I'm just roll with it. So it's processing all this information. So the heart is processing lower chakra energy, okay, and it's saying, oh, your physical surroundings, you feel stuck, you feel constricted, oh, your body, this, whatever. It's processing that, and it's in overdrive because you are in that energy, right? So how do you balance it to get the heart processor? Oh, thank you for the heart, as we're talking about hearts. Fuck yeah, I love it. So as you are balancing that energy, right, to help the heart processor to be lighter, to be calm, okay, free, because that's the God state, calm, freedom, peace. It's not excitement, it's not, it's like, it's just peace. It's like, yeah, we're lit, I'm the shit. Okay, how you get it to stop processing that information overload is you go in the upper chakras, and then it opens the path like for that energy to flow through. And that's what the fuck they're talking about with the kundalini. The energy is just fucking free flowing. It's free fucking flowing. That is the God state. The fucking twining serpents, bro. Okay? It releases that fucking stuck energy. But the stuck energy is processed in the heart because it is the processor of the computer of how the fucking avatar runs. Okay? So you open the energy by doing the fucking opposite. So then you go in your mind. So you feel stuck in your surroundings. What are you going to do? You're going to go in your mind, and you are going to envision you being free of those 3D surroundings that you're so focused on. And you're going to go into it. And if you can't visual, that's okay, because then you're going to look at pictures of the thing. You're going to look at pictures. You're going to go on fucking line. You're going to look at pictures. If you can't visualize, you're going to look at pictures. If it's a person you can't visualize, you're going to look at pictures of them. If it's a city you want to go to, if it's a house you want to live in, you're going to look at the picture if you can't visualize. So it's fine. Okay? So, and then you're going to go there, and you're going to go there, and you're going to go there in your fucking mind. Even if you're just looking at pictures, be like, man, it's so amazing that I'm fucking living here. Oh, shit. So amazing that I have my dream fucking body. Fuck yeah, it's so amazing I'm with my dream fucking partner. Oh, this is so fucking amazing. Wow, look at this. And you're going to go there, and it's going to help to calibrate the energy so that the heart processor is not in overdrive. And then that brings you more to true neutral. And then when you are at true neutral, the energy is free flowing. The serpents have been unleashed and released. Yes. Yes. That is fucking it. But it's not personal. And like, this is why things can be personal to you, because you're processing, your heart processor is processing it as an emotion, right? But the emotion is coming up because there's too much thought input. So it's like overheating, and then it's giving you these jumbled emotions. And that's how also you can tell when you're in the God state, when you're in what they call the flow state, when you're in the now moment, you're not forcing anything. All of the chakras are in alignment, and you're just now. And now is fucking forever if you make it so. Because time doesn't fucking exist. Time does not exist. So if you are too in your mind or too into the physical, right? If you're in your head having these thoughts, oh, if I don't do this, if I don't do that, you're thinking about time in a way where it's like you have to do something like quick right now, right? If you're looking at things from your body, you're processing time in a way where it seems to go on and take an eternity. Okay? That tends to be how it is. Okay, because remember, like, oh, moving too fast. Okay, I gotta do this by then. I have to do this. Whoa. So that's in your mind over time that you feel is in the future, right? Because the energy is just, it's lighter. It's not focused on anything in the 3D. It's focused on the future. And when you're focused in the past, it's the lower chakra energy, because you're looking at your surroundings. You're like, oh, well, It's been so long. This is how much time has passed, right? It processes as different in the heart processor. But you can tell, because I fucking had to sit there, because I'm like, I need to decipher what the different feelings are in this fucking processor so that I can learn to work with them. So if it's something where it's like, I don't know, something, let's say like, okay, I have to make this appointment, right? So I'm thinking, oh shit, I have to go. It's like, it's processing differently as like, the feeling of when I'm like, okay, I've been manifesting this, I want my shit now, like, let's go. And it's only been like 2 seconds, but I'm like, nah, I should have had that shit like 6 weeks ago, like whatever, right? That's an emotion too, but it's processing as a different sensation than if, oh, I have to make this an appointment. And I don't know how to describe it. So I had to sit there and break down, okay, this what label you would give it. This feeling of like being in a rush is different than this feeling of being in a rush, and they process different, so I can tell where the fuck it's coming from. But I had to sit down and fucking do it. So it can be done if you're interested in doing that, because doing that just helps understand how your physical vessel is processing the information that, you know, the heart is like like constantly reading. Okay, it's like, it's just, actually, let me look up before I proceed, because I want to make sure that, because I'm just seeing the word processor. I want to make sure I'm, as in like a computer processor, processor definition. A machine that processes something. Oh my God. I don't know why that's so funny. It's not fucking funny, but it fucking is. Central processing unit. Okay, so it would be like the central processing unit, as if you have like a computer. Oh, there it goes, my fucking tripod. Okay. You know, now that I'm looking at it, kind of does look like the tripods in War of the Worlds, which it's kind of turning me on a little bit. I love, you know, fucking gets my juices going. That, talking about shit that makes me fucking happy. I said like horror movies and fucking like sirens and shit. The fucking the War of the Worlds, the version with Tom Cruise and Dakota Fanning. Okay, that version, that fucking version, when the tripods come out of the fucking ground and they make that noise, and I don't even know what the fuck you would call it. I don't know what the fuck you would call that sound, but it's like, I can't even do it. I don't even want to do it, because I mean, we ain't going that deep into it. Okay, but you know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. That sound, oh man, I get so turned on when I hear that sound, and I'm just like, oh, the tripod, like, you're staring, oh, ooh. For me, I love that sound. Okay, so let's say, you know, I want to just do something to be in the moment and enjoy myself. Let's say I'm bored, right? I'm bored and I'm like, okay, let me go do something. I will always find something to do. Okay, and that's another thing I also want to mention as we're talking about the processor of the heart. So different things experience as different sensations in your vessel. Okay, so how to get yourself back to true neutral is to do something that you know you're going to enjoy, is going to bring you peace. Thank you for the gifts. So that's gonna help, you know, whatever. So like I said, if it's like putting on some weird fucking movie. Also, something else that I do is I like that scene from Scary Movie 2 where they're in the fucking dining hall, and then the hand guy comes and he says, I made them by hand, and oh, whatever. Okay, you just, if you know, you know. Again, okay, but I'm just giving you some examples, right? So now it's like, if I'm like, okay, what should I do now? Like, I will find something to do, because I already started doing that. Like, what do I enjoy? What brings me fully focused, present in the moment, whether it's as, you know, weird as fucking just watching a video of fucking horror shit or hands fucking Scary Movie, whatever the fuck it is, I will do that. And when I do that, I am fully present. Okay? And that is how I have noticed that the CPU, okay, the heart, the core, right? It's the central focus. That it's just, it doesn't mean that these emotions are yours. It just means that if you are experiencing an emotion that is unpleasant, that means that you're too focused either in the physical, something that's dense, or to something that you are striving for in the future. And if you do something that you know is going to just, I'm enjoying that, then you're opening the doorways for the energy to free flow again. There's no blockage because you're not too much looking at what should I do next, or this should have been done a long time ago. It's like, okay, so even if you find yourself bored, it might process as a different sensation, right? Than if you're still doing nothing, but you're just relaxing. Do you see what I'm saying? So the more that you get familiar with how your emotions are processing in your vessel, the less you're going to take them personally. And the more you're going to be like, okay, the CPU, it's processing something. What the fuck is it processing? When was the last time I felt this exact sensation? Oh, it was when that happened. Okay. So that must mean that it means this for me. So if it comes up and I do not want to have this process in the heart chakra CPU again, I know what I must do. I must break the algorithm and I must do something that is different from this. I do not want to be in this energy. So something different from this. What my true nature is, peace. I must go do that. Whether I do it in my mind or I do it in the 3D, it depends on the circumstance. Like I said, where are you mostly anxious about the future, or are you living in the past, or you're present? Okay, that's how you can tell as well. But when you do this, you're not going to take the emotions personally if they come up. You're just like, okay, this is trying to tell me something, and that can help you identify a limiting belief. If you can identify how it processes in your vessel. At least that's been my experience with it. So, you know, I can tell you now where I'm at, emotions, I just, it's like they come and go. Like, okay, that came up, interesting, right? But I'm at the point where I don't even pay attention to emotions. I'm like, if an emotion came up, okay, like, and I used to take emotions personally, right? If you're having a thought and then you have an emotion that's in congruence with that thought and that thought is negative, fuck yeah, because you're taking it personally. But the belief is not who you are. So how can you take a belief personally? And if it was a belief that served you, it would be a knowing, and then it wouldn't process as anything because there's a clear channel there. There's no signal, there's no trumpet of the chakras, right? Because like I made the original analogy, I'm like, the chakras are like the 7 fucking angels of the fucking trumpets of judgment day, is saying your energy is misaligned here. You know, it means that you have a belief running in the background that is taking you who you are from your God self, right? It's being taken away in that moment because you're not free, because you're living by the belief, and then the CPU, a fucking heart chakra, is processing that belief. And it's like, oh, okay, this means, okay, it means there's a belief here. It's like alerting. It's like filtering. It's like filtering, like a fucking antivirus software. It's like, wait, I alerted to a belief. That's all it's doing. It's not personal. It's giving you alerts because it's processing everything. So if it's something that you don't want in the software of your psyche, you as your God self, all that is, it is of course going to fucking process as some shit that feels like shit. Because your God self, who is piloting the vessel, and it's a computer, like I said, the heart is a fucking processor. But it's processing, oh shit, potential virus. This belief does not serve them. It does not align with what you want. So I gotta alert this motherfucker to get the virus out. And the more you do that, the system is gonna run smooth. You're not gonna be triggered. They ain't gonna be fucking angels of judgment and in your mind. You're not gonna have thoughts running amok. You're not gonna be stuck in your 3D saying, woe is you. You're not gonna be doing that. Hey, Icon Hayes, thank you for joining. I've just been sermoning for quite some time, but time doesn't exist, and I'm having fun. So, So what does everyone do? I don't even know where the fuck. I have no idea. See, I have to always look at the fucking videos before I upload them because I don't even remember what the fuck was discussed in like. I don't even fucking know. But time doesn't exist, so. I'm a different motherfucker then than I was now, you know, when I first started the fucking video. I'm just getting to the chat now. I might have looked at it for a little bit before, but oh, you agree on all of it? I'm so happy that you resonate, Icon Hayes. Thank you for joining. Always good to see you. Hell yeah, Lithuania in the house. What's up? So, yeah, that's just kind of like my sermon for the day. I don't know if anything else is going to pop up, but that, mwah, that is how, you know, you can stop taking emotions personally. You realize that it's just a part of the CPU. And if you, this really set me on a trajectory that I enjoy, where I'm not personalizing emotions. I'm just looking at it as feedback that the CPU is processing, and how it processes it. It sends a signal. It sends a feeling sensation throughout my vessel, and I am able to say, what feeling sensation does this have going on with a story? Okay, I want it out. Boom. Goodbye. It's just like the virus. It's a fucking antivirus scanning. That's all it's doing. So, that's how you not take emotions personally. Why do I keep thinking this fucking chair has armrests? That's so fucking weird. I'm just like flopping all around over here, but it's all good. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, you don't know why you cried yesterday, but you watched your favorite vids during it? Hell yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter. And yesterday, you were a different person then than you are now. So, does it really even matter? Exactly. No attention on it. Fueling your manifestation. Hell yeah. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Love you. Appreciate you. So, I mean, the thing is, like, once you stop taking emotions personally, your experience, in my opinion, at least for me, is going to just make your 3D more pleasurable. You're going to see how fleeting those emotions are, and the more you get used to doing this and breathing through it, this is why I recommend to anyone that's having, you know, that the fucking heart processor is like, it's like overheating and shit. You're like, okay, you take a deep breath. I promise you, you're going to feel release from that first deep breath, but you really have to make, like, inhale, like, because remember, you're targeting all the chakras, right? So you're going to imagine, like, you know, the fucking lower chakras, that breath is, it's going up and it's coming out from your upper chakras, and that's transmuting the energy. That's what it's doing. That is what the breath is doing. That's why they call the breath of life, right? Breath of life, not light, even though, I mean, we are light, so, I mean, technically the breath of light, which is us, but the breath of life too. That's all it's doing. So you don't need to do anything other than breathe through it, do something that you like, or think something that you like, depending on what I just said, because I do know that I said something different. If you're thinking too much from the 3D, you would want to go in your mind more. If you're thinking too much in your mind, thoughts warring with each other, you'd want to do something physical. So depending on where you're at, you would either go in your mind or you would go do something in the 3D that you enjoy to help open that energetic field. So this way that energy can flow, so the heart CPU is not over processing, because that's what's happening. It's over processing, and because it's scanning for the belief. It's like scanning the system. What do we have going on here? Okay, is this in alignment with what we want? Is it, whoa, this came up. Okay, so scanning information, here you go. Like, what do you want to do with this? And then it's you know, you want to operate from your God self at such points, and you want to say, okay, this is a belief, well, it has nothing to do with me because I'm Lord and there is none else. And then you would just be like, well, let's drop this from the avatar's belief system. That's really what you're doing. This fucking mug always makes the most perverse sounds, but it's all good. That's why I love him. So, it's like how they say worrying is suffering twice. Yeah, because it's like you already went through it in your mind, and then if you're creating from your thoughts and what you're focused on, then if you keep focusing on it, you're gonna have that occur in the 3D, and then you'd be like, what the fuck just happened? So yeah, that's how you do it, because I guarantee you, if you're having these negative thoughts, okay, the emotion that you're feeling is going to try to run away with you if you stay up in that negative thought mindset, because like I said, the chakras, it's not stabilized. Too many thoughts. I do something physical, you're going to notice that your emotions are going to start to calm down, because now you're present here, because you're not thinking about the problem. And the more that you train yourself not to look at the problem, then the problem ceases to exist, and it drops from your awareness, and then the fucking information is free flowing. But it's all information that your God self wants for the avatar. So there's no viruses, and the avatar is operating at optimum performance, and you're just in the moment. And so any information that the heart CPU can process is just free flowing, because it's pure information. It's like pure God self shit. You know what I'm saying? It's not tainted. It's not laced with something. You know what I'm saying? Where the fuck, why do I always go off on these random tangents? I'm telling you, having Mercury in the fucking third house, like me talking on like, it's just, I'm just having a great time. I ain't really, I'm interacting with you guys, but when I go into the tangent, I'm like in another realm. I fucking love it. Like, to me, this is exciting. This is like the most be in the moment for me. This is what I like doing. That's why I do this for fucking hours. I don't even realize. I don't even know how long I was talking. I just know that I didn't get that fucking puzzle piece, because typically I get the fucking puzzle piece in an hour. So unless they stop doing that, I don't fucking know. I don't know how this shit works, bro. Mercury and Gatorade has you channeling dropping bars. Hey girl, how you doing? Thank you for joining. Mercury and Gatorade. I love it when people talk about that. I love it. And like, I believe in astrology, but I can take fun with it too. You know what I mean? Like, cause it's like, okay, what does it really mean? If you don't believe in astrology, yeah, it's like super fucking funny. like Mercury and Gatorade. Oh, this planet was retrograde, and it's all a belief. I do believe in astrology though, but that doesn't, like, if anyone does or doesn't, but purported, because I believe in it, Mercury in astrology is like the mind, right? It's like the mental processor in astrology, just as I was talking about processor. So Mercury that I have is associated with third house, sixth house, okay, and Gemini and Virgo. But I have Mercury at home in my astrology chart in the third house. So it's like Mercury is operating at optimum performance because he's at home, like he's chilling, right? He's comfortable in the third house because he governs Gemini, and Gemini rules the third house. So that's just my thing because I know some of you in here are into astrology. I just figured I'd drop that for fun. Oh, you believe also that it is a funny saying, because it's like, to someone who doesn't believe in astrology, they're like, yo, what the fuck? Like, what you mean? Like, vernal equinox, well, that would be more astronomy, vernal equinox, or like the oh my god, the waxing moon, that would be more like type of spirituality, paganism. But with astrology, what else could they possibly say? They're like, oh Uranus, right? Uranus was in your whatever the fuck, right? That's the one that they also make fun, which I fucking love. I think that's so comical when they make fun of Uranus, because it sounds like something I would say. But I can get down with the astrology jokes, even though I do believe in it. But I don't believe in it to like, to the extent of like, this planet transit is happening, so this means that, or like Mercury retrograde, it mean like, I'm just like, yeah, I look at it for personality traits for fun. I believe in it to extent, but I'm not like, oh my god, the Lionsgate portal. I'm just like, okay, I mean, if you're into that, you're into that, but I'm not like super into like transits and shit, Let's see. I don't know if there's more to this question, but you said you manifested a successful business, asked to be shown what you truly want when you got pro at your method after you were shown your true desires. A whole year was messed up, and it's hard to manifest those things. You don't know why. It's a mental block and not fun to manifest that much now. I mean, I think you need to not look at things that there's a mental block and something is not fun and you hate this, because you're already preemptively saying that. So you're projecting that onto the thing. If you're always creating, but you're saying that you hate this and there's a block and then everything got messed up, then that's the story that you're going with. And you get to choose. All of that, what you wrote, yes, it is valid because you care about it to the extent that you brought it up, but it's no longer valid in your now moment. So don't keep going back there. How do you want that? Look at what you just wrote, okay? And really look at what you just wrote and write down the opposite of what you just wrote. Write down the exact opposite, okay? Word for word, the exact opposite. Make that your affirmation and don't look back. Like, legit, that's the all of this, okay? All of this that you just wrote, what is the opposite of that? That's what you want to focus on. You're not going to be looking at fears. You're not going to be looking at what happened before. You're not going to be looking at something that could happen that you don't want. You're just, what do you want? Okay? What do you want out of the situation? It's the simplest thing. How are you perceiving? Oh, you're perceiving it as not fun. Okay, this is so much fun. Hell yeah, we lit his shit up in this bitch. Popping bottles and shit. That's what you're gonna say. Like, that's what you're gonna start saying. But it's like, if anyone, not just you, but if anyone is going into something saying it's hard or they can manifest everything but this thing, that right there is a manifestation, because they're preemptively going with that story. So it's, what story you going with? That is definitely what you want to go with. You're excited to see your manifestation shake up your reality and bring you to the top. Well, you're already at the top. So there you go. This is a top tier fucking affirmation for your situation. Exactly. Boom. You got it. Because who do we blame when we say, I can't do this? There's no external force telling us no. Exactly. Exactly. There is nothing outside of you that's telling you anything. You're just like, what story am I going to go with? Choose your own adventure fucking book. You know what I mean? That's all it is. Choose your own adventure. Which direction do we want to go? And the fucking judgment trumpet sounds. Where are you going? Are you going there? It's some scary ass fucking place. You don't like it, you fear it, but you keep going back there. Okay, but look over here. Yeah, it's unfamiliar, but there's this nice open road. But you never been down a nice open road. Because you expected the nice open road to have like jump scares along the way, and that's why you receive jump scares along the way. You see what I'm saying? So if you're just like, okay, everything is just, everything went way better than I expected. That's it. That's a blanket affirmation that anyone can utilize for anything. And I will preach that motherfucker. I will get on stage and I will say, this already has went better than I expected. Better than I could have imagined. More magical than I could have imagined. Faster than I imagined. It's already done. It's already here. Boom. That is the affirmation you use for fucking anything. Because it's just, well, what do you want to happen? I don't know, man. I just know that whatever happened better than I expected. I mean, you could use it for anything. How'd that phone call go? Better than I expected. How'd the interview go? Better than I expected. So whatever that is, that's a road opener right there. We channeling Ganesha. Woo! I love Ganesha. Sometimes I see his name spelled Ganesh, and other times I see Ganesha. I don't really know which one is proper, but I love him. He's a beautiful, beautiful, just beauty is Ganesha. I love Ganesha, okay? Road opener. That's what that does. It went better than I expected. You're projecting that positivity, right? In astrology, we would say Jupiter. the planet Jupiter. Positivity, everything is amazing, right? You're just, it's different ways of, you know, saying the same thing. You step you step everywhere as if you own the room, okay? Because you do, really, right? Like, this is your playground, the fucking Matrix, right? So you do own it because you're the only observer. Before you do anything, you claim your power, okay? For anything. You set an intention. When you wake up, you set, and I'm not going to say anything specific because I don't know what y'all personal intentions are, but I always recommend whatever your intention is for the day, okay? You deep breathe. You really, like I said with that breath, you let that shit out 3 times, and you're just like, this, whatever, XYZ ABC has already went better than I expected, far exceeded any type of expectations that I could have. It went perfectly, magically, beautifully better than I expected. And then you speak the word on whatever the fuck you want, okay? But I would recommend that you set intentions because that's help establishing you on an energetic level. It sets the tone for the manifestation because you are the tone. And remember, it's a computer, right? So, like, what is the job of the computer today? Because it's processing all information. Bring me things that are going better than I expected. Conversations, text messages, emails, personal interactions. Show me evidence that this, if I could snap my fingers, I could, but I don't know how to, and I'm cool with it. It's okay. I don't care about knowing how to snap my fingers, okay? I just be like, yeah, this works. It's a silent snap, motherfucker. Okay, so that's what we're doing, basically. So you set the tone. What job do you want the computer to do? What you type in the search bar of your energy. Well, what do you want to do today? Look for everything better than I expected. Okay, that's it. That's the job, and you set it and forget it, but you set the tone. And how you do that is you be in alignment with all your chakras, like I mentioned. You be in alignment with that, and how you be in alignment is you take the 3 deep breaths and you set a positive intention for the day. That's it. And before you go to sleep, you can set the intention as well, right? So you set the tone for your sleep so that your sleep is peaceful and perfect and relaxing, and you wake up refreshed. And all your dreams are fucking pleasant. You set the tone. You command your power. Okay? You're the one, you have to set in the command, or else it's like you know, there's a potential for you to get like weird shit. So if you don't know exactly what you want to set an intention for, I would just say in general, this went better than I expect. Today went better than I expect. I slept better than I expected. Whatever it is, just that's how you start setting the tone. And throughout your experience, your interactions in the fucking Matrix, in the 3D, if those trumpets start to sound, you fucking pause and you do it the fuck again. Fuck yeah, motherfucker. Okay, that's what you're fucking doing. Oh, thank you, Tia. I appreciate you being here. I'm glad that you resonate with the content. So that is what you do. You remember the intention, okay? And your number one intention is you remember you're the priority, okay? So if the trumpet sound, your intention, if the trumpet sound, is to calm yourself down and not pay attention to it. What is something that I can do anywhere? If you're throughout the day, if you're at work, if you're driving, if you're on the fucking train, I don't know what the fuck you're doing, okay? But throughout your day, however your lifestyle looks, if you are in the middle of nowhere, you don't need to EFT tap it. I mean, listen, if it works you, it works you. You don't need to goddamn do all that. You take your 3 deep breaths. You could do that fucking anywhere. That's how your fucking vessel was designed. The breath is the easiest thing. It's the control panel. Oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Whew. It's the fucking, I have to write this shit down. Oh my God, I'm so fucking, ooh. Okay, wait, what did I just say? See, that's it. Holy shit. What did I just say? Oh my God. It is the control panel. It is the control panel. What is the breath? Why am I talking like I'm on fucking Jeopardy? Alex Trebek fucking entered the chat. I don't even know if he still hosts Jeopardy, but he was hosting Jeopardy for fucking quite some time. Someone here likes Jeopardy or Alex Trebek. There's something in there. I don't know who that's for, but that was for you. Because where did the fuck did that come from? Ain't no motherfucker. Oh my God. Whew. God damn. This is how I fucking operate. Like, because I be in the moment, because I just told you all that I fucking be up in here and I'm just in the moment. I don't know what's going on, but I'm having fun. I'm in the moment. I don't care. I'm in my God fucking state. And then Alex Trebek fucking enters the... This is like a day in the life. A day in the life of this motherfucker on TikTok. Like, who the fuck is that? Talking about Alex Trebek in a manifestation chat. Oh shit. Okay. Wow. See, this is how easily fucking entertained I am. Man, it's something. I'm just whoa. And that again, that's Mercury for all of you astrology. That circuit breaker. Oh, I love it. I fucking love it. Okay. Thank you for circuit breaker. I love how you kept me on track there, because I was going where I was going, I don't know, but okay, so now we're gonna breathe, okay? And I'm gonna take my own advice. I'm gonna get out of my head thinking I'm gonna do something physical that I enjoy, and this is sip my fucking water. Okay. Okay, so control panel circuit breaker. That's what I was saying. You see how easy it was for me to calm myself down since I set the intention. I said in the moment, if we want to be a true neutral, let's just get this shit done. Okay. So control panel, I'm going to put in parentheses circuit breaker, because I want to look up the words, because I feel like I might make a pictogram about this. I'm sensing it's like coming to me. It's like flowing. You know what I'm saying? So this might be the next pictogram. Because I know when I be making my little pictograms, I know y'all enjoy the pictograms. How can you not enjoy like a pictogram on like a squeegee board? Like, how can you not? Talking about consciousness. That shit is lit. It is a control panel circuit breaker, but I want to see what the definitions are before I make the pictogram, because I'm seeing it in my mind, but I make sure that I have like the correct vocabulary for each part of what I'm seeing. So like, and of course it used in a metaphorical format. Like, you know what I mean? This is just the way I see things. It doesn't mean that like works for fucking everyone. It's just the way that I see things, the way that I process shit. You know what I'm saying? Because we're all individuals. So you gotta just take what resonates with you, as they always say, and if something doesn't resonate, hey, it don't need to resonate, because you're you know, the sovereign power. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying what worked for me, how I process things. So you could take all this as a grain of salt, but I need to make a fucking video because I know someone's gonna fucking benefit from this. Is the Opera Power Circuit Breaker. Search definitions. Okay. So yes, the breath, the way that the vessel was designed, okay, is that the breath is kind of like the vent. Oh my God, it is a fucking vent. Like if you've seen like an old school fucking computer where, well, even on like the fucking laptop, I think they have a vent. And my laptop is in my bag. I don't feel like going, I'll check later. But does anyone in here know about if laptops have... You never think of trumpets again the same. Oh my God. I love that. Okay, so thank you for answering that. So the laptop has a vent. Okay, cool. So we could go with that, because I'm picturing like one of them old school computers where it's like the big box and there's like a vent in the back, and you could sense the wind coming, but the vent is the wind, because the wind is the breath and the breath is the life, and it's making sure that the central processor does not get overheated. That's what the breath does. It's like the fucking cooling system. Yes, because it's always on. It's always on. So it needs to have that air ventilate, and that's why the breath is so important. So when you have control of the breath, you have control of the vessel. Because that's how it's calming it down. It's bringing you back to true neutral. And then you're not in a heightened, you're not like, oh shit. You know what I mean? You're just fucking neutral. Oh, they still have those two PCs. I think I've seen some like recently, but I don't own a PC, so I don't know. I forgot. I was just like, I'm thinking of the super old school ones, but I didn't even know that they still made those. So that's how you not take things personally. Okay, you're just like, all right, you know, it's simply information being processed, and I can do, I always have access to the control panel because I always have access to my breath. Holy shit, it is like the doors of perception are fucking open wide right now, you know what I'm saying? Oh god, what did I just say? Fuck, I forgot. Shit, I need to have like a voice thing, but like, you know, when I do the voice thing, when I try to get my voice notes, it can't keep up with how fast I talk. So I don't know, I need something that is really like boom fast, talking about processes. When you have okay, yes, control of the breath, control of the breath, you always have it so long as you are breathing. This is how I channel in real time, like topics for the videos I post on TikTok. Behind the scenes, motherfucker. Here we go. So I'm getting too riled up now. I gotta follow my own advice and take a sip of fucking water because I'm getting too riled up. So I gotta do something physical, right? Because to see that. And then we're gonna breathe. Because control of the breath, you always have it so long as you are breathing. You are always breathing as you are in this 3D avatar. You're always breathing. When the breath stops, consciousness is dismissed from the avatar. Oh my God, where did that come from? And this funny noise to cap it off too, okay? So, holy shit. Wow, I just fucking saw a whole bunch of shit, okay? So, the computer, you always have access to the control panel, right? As long as you're in the vessel, okay? Because your breathing never stops. And when you learn to control your breath, you learn to control the body because you're just, the breath comes first. The body has to follow suit because if you weren't breathing, the body could no longer sustain itself in this matrix, in this format. So it must follow the breath, and that is why. This shit, this is definitely going on YouTube because I don't even remember what the goddamn fuck I'm saying. I don't remember what the fuck I started talking about saying. I don't even know how long I've been fucking talking because time doesn't exist, so it's all good. I'm taking my own advice. Oh, hell yeah. Control panel, mic drop. Fuck yeah. I need to get, I have a microphone somewhere. I don't feel like looking for it, but I mean, I want to get one of them joints that is like, it's like attached to the fucking speaker only, but they'd have to have different, like one for input, one for output. I wonder if they make such thing. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, I manifested that. Whatever the fuck I just said, I could benefit from one of those. So I want one. So it's coming. It's here. It's done. Whatever the fuck my invention was, because I just invented something in my mind. I don't know if it does exist, but if it does, it'll find its way to me. Okay. So, do I do readings on Zoom? We could have a chat. I don't use Zoom. I do video chats on WhatsApp if anyone so desires. But I don't use Zoom. So WhatsApp, because I ain't technologically advanced. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I shouldn't say that about myself, but you know what I mean. It's not something I particularly care about. So I just do WhatsApp because it's easy for me to navigate. Because I like to keep shit simple. You know what I'm saying? But what was I going to say? Okay, yeah, so you calm the vessel down, whatever. You always have access to the breath because as long as you're in a vessel, like the breath is what's piloting the vessel. It's what's giving it life, right? It's like your hands on the control panel when you're playing the fucking game. You're giving it life. Once you take your hands off the control panel, the character doesn't move, right? So the breath is giving it life. So if you stop breathing, then the avatar stops to move. That's just how it is. So motherfuckers even here, like, and they talk about like death and life. It's really not even life or death. It's just your consciousness is no longer looking in that game as though it's real. It's just in its purest state of everything just is. It took the awareness away away from the fucking game. It's not a death per se, but they label it as a death. Like, you know, your character you know, passed on in the from the video game. Okay, like that's what it is. It's not like, you know, but again, like, it can be personal, right? Like, motherfuckers talk about life and death and all this shit because why? You're programmed to believe that death is something that it's not. And this is, again, just my opinion. You're not dying because you are all that is. You're always existing. This is why individuals can talk to crossed over loved ones, because that person still exists, because they are everyone and everything. And you are never separate from whoever the fuck it is. So the vessel might not have any consciousness, like, looking through it, right? But that doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. But motherfuckers tend to take death as, like, you know, again, like a very personal thing because they're programmed to. They're programmed. That's all it is. And there are a lot of societal beliefs and programs such as, like, death or aging or, like, you know, things that, you know, you would think are like, oh shit, that's serious, right? But it's not that serious. It's just a program. It's just that these programs are part of the game to have you think that it's real. And the more real that you think it is, the more emotions you're going to have over it. Because remember, the emotions are coming from the carnal mind, believing that the game is real. That's the only reason why there would be an emotional processing. It's looking at a belief. Oh, this belongs to the game. Oh, this belongs to the game. It's sending a signal. So if you believe that death is something sad or scary or whatever, and it's making you feel a certain type of way, that is a belief that is not yours. That is not who you are. That is just part of, you know, the Earth Matrix belief system that you still believe in. And it goes for any type of belief. If you think of something that makes you feel a certain constricted way, it's like, whoa, that's not in agreement with your higher self. You know what I mean? This fucking shit went all over. I don't even know. I did not get the puzzle piece. I wonder why not. Oh well, I don't care. It doesn't really matter. Better for me. You've been feeling so detached from your physical body, like your consciousness wants to escape. So weird. I felt that way before. I remember that happened. Like, I mean, it happens to me a few times, but if you're feeling detached from your physical body, like your consciousness wants to escape, that to me signals like that, you know, there's been some up level of consciousness where you're just feeling a little lighter and therefore less present with, you know, your physical body. Of course, you know, it's like, well, what would you interpret that as? It's not necessarily my interpretation, but I've had that experience before, and that's what I interpreted that as for me. So maybe that might resonate with you. The things that I share on here is like from my own experiences. So, I mean, that's all I can tell you from. So yes, you are creating everything, but there are certain things that I've noticed, you know, with conscious reality co-creation. Like, there are levels in consciousness where you're going to start to feel like you're not as part of the game, and you are manifesting that, but a part of you also, you have to be in resonance with knowing that this is a game. So if someone is talking and they're like, what do you mean this is a video game and we're up-leveling consciousness, right? That's their belief. They're not going to see or be up-leveling in consciousness because they don't believe in it to begin with, but they are still part of the game with their beliefs. But if they don't believe that they're part of the game, they're having an entirely different experience in their minds of what they perceive this Earth Matrix to be. So I am in resonance with that this is a matrix. It's like a video game, and I'm processing this like information. It's like I look at it as video game. That does not mean that everyone does. That does not mean that they are not manifesting and creating their own experience, because they are, but they are not looking at it the way that I am looking at it, or the way that a lot of you are looking at it. It doesn't mean that they're better. Remember, like, there's no better, there's no worse, right? They're just having their own experience. And you are aware that, yes, some individuals, they did not wake up in the matrix, but I have the story that I woke up in the matrix. and I have a story that some did not. So this is what is in my reality. And if I have a story that I woke up in the Matrix and others have not, then I will see some others have not. Who have not? Jesus. Get off the notorious. Okay, anyway. So, I don't know where the fuck I was going with this. I don't know where the fuck... Okay, whatever. We just meander along in our fucking mind. But it really depends on, like, your beliefs, you know. It just so happens that... I can't even put my mind frame. Like, if someone doesn't believe in, like, conscious reality co-creation, like, I wonder what their experiences are like. I mean, I think I've encountered some, but I haven't been in, like, such resonance with them where I'm like, okay, like, I can resonate to where they're at, because I personally have never calibrated, as far as I can remember, as someone who believed that this was real. Like, I mean, I always knew that there was something more, so I can't even place my awareness to like hypothetically imagine what someone, they're like, yeah, this is it, and that is that, and that, like, wow, that mind would be so fascinating to study to me, because I would just be in amazement. I would be in awe. I'm like, wow, so like, you just agree with all of this? Damn, like, that would be amazing. That would be an amazing mind for me to study, because my mind is not like that. Again, not that one is better or worse, but to me it would be like, wow, so you really don't believe this? And I don't even know if I could be like in super close proximity to someone who is like not in resonance with that, because I'm so in resonance with it that I don't think I would even have that type of individual gravitate towards me, unless it was like for study purposes. Like, that sounds so weird, but like for me to study their mind, so it'd have to be like, okay, like, can I just study your mind? And they'd be like, what? And I'm like, no, I just want to take some notes. Like, it would have to be under that guise. I don't think it could be a guise where we're like, we have a genuine bond in that way. Like, they'd probably be a cool person to study, but like, I don't even think I'd be in resonance to attract a person like that. That would be fascinating, though. That'd be a great case study. Because, like, individuals that I encounter, because I'm so into that, they also have an openness to what I speak about, right? There's an openness to it, okay? Even if they don't agree, they're still open, you know? But you know what? I don't want to manifest it. I want to, like, perform a case study on someone. Unless I'm getting, like, super paid for it or some shit. Like, I don't need to fucking do that. I just it would be interesting though. So I'll manifest that if I'm getting paid, and it would be an amount that, yeah, if I'm gonna do that, I'm talking to, you know, my higher self right now. Yeah, if I'm gonna do that, it'd be that. True. Okay, so I just made an agreement with myself. That was so fucking amazing. You see me manifesting in real time, right? Because I'll have a thought come up, right? Like, this is a real time fucking example. This is what I personally do. For those of you that want to know what the fuck I personally do, you're seeing it. Okay, I had a thought come up. I said, I'm going to tell you exactly what went on in my mind and what I did, okay? I said I wouldn't be in resonance with someone whose mind is very third dimensionally focused. So if I were to be in resonance with them, the only common resonance that they would have with me is that they want me to study their mind, okay? And then I'm like, but do I really want to study someone's mind that I don't have any, like, there's no bond, it's just like, whatever. Do I want to really go that in depth and study their mind of someone that I don't have resonance with only for a case study? And then immediately I was like, well, I don't want to manifest that, because it doesn't sound like it'd be, you know, like something that I would enjoy doing, even though I would find it fun. But I was like, if I'm getting paid. So then I went in, I rectified that. I'm like, okay, well, I manifested this kind of, because I said I wouldn't mind doing that. But then I'm like, under what circumstances? Ooh, thank you for the gift. if I was getting paid. So if someone who was so third dimensionally minded came up to me and then, you know, whatever, and I already said the price and I already said under what condition, I already did, like, that was a quick agreement I made. I said, if this manifestation wants to present itself to me, reality is under these conditions and these conditions only, because I'm the Lord and there isn't else. So it had to be someone who wants to do it as a case study. They're paying me the amount that I specified. Okay, that's what they're doing for my time, attention to studying their 3D mind. It's going to be willing and consensual on their part. They're knowing that I'm doing a case study on them. Okay, they're paying me to do it, and they are self-admitting that they are third dimensionally minded, or they're open to like a new opportunity, because I don't know how I'd word it if they don't believe in this type of stuff to begin with, but let's just say they're open to having their mind studied for purposes that I benefit case studies of how the third dimensional mind works, because I genuinely don't understand it, because I've never thought that way. Not that it's better or worse, but it's just a different type of like input, like it's like a study. It's like I'm studying, like, someone's mind works like this. Interesting. Like, I just find it interesting, you know. I'm sure someone might find my mind fucking interesting. They're like, wow, like, goddamn, what's going on in there? Like, you know what I mean? But it's no shade. It's just for fucking fun. But see, that's what I did in real time. You guys want to know how I manifest shit. I said it lightly. And then I'm like, wait a second, do you really want to do that? Yeah, it'd be fun. Oh, but it wouldn't be fun unless I'm getting paid. I specified exactly, okay, that came into my mind. Would I do it? Yes or no? Would I do it for money? Yes or no? Would it benefit me? Would it benefit the other? Okay, cool. Well, if this can benefit me in whatever ways I specified, for the price that I specified, whatever, boom, sure. I went in. I didn't miss. I did it in real time in front of you all, because that's how serious I fucking take my shit. I'm like, oh no, we ain't letting some riffraff up in my mind. And you know what I'm gonna do now? I'm gonna toss that away. I'm gonna breathe, because I really don't care if that were to happen or not. I really don't. It just came up, but I want to make sure I rectified it before I sent it. You know, it's like a boomerang, right? It's like, it comes up in your mind. Okay, do I want to manifest that? Yes or no? Under what conditions? What about, well, especially if it's new input, right? Because I never had that thought necessarily of exactly what I said. So it was something new. So it's like, whoa, this is new input. Do I want to see that happen? Is it neutral to me? Is it natural to me? Like, I went in, boom, 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 boom. Okay, the processing. I fucking did it. And I said, if that were to happen, it's my manifestation, sure, I will edit it the way that I want it before it goes on the big screen. It's like I'm editing it, okay? I'm the fucking editor of the fucking movie. So the thought entered my mind, okay, this would be cool. Maybe it wouldn't in certain ways. Maybe it would in certain these ways. Under what conditions? Would you want that to happen? Because if it was something that I did not want to happen at all, and it crossed my mind, I would just been like, no, out of here. I wouldn't pay it no attention. I wouldn't go in. But if there's a possibility that I'm like, oh, this seems like a cool experience in my 3D, I will make sure I go in and edit it at the moment that new idea crosses my mind. And I'm like, under what conditions? Under what circumstance? Are you getting paid? Is this happening? Is there... Boom. And then I send it back out. And I leave it alone. I'll probably forget by the end of this video, but that's what I do to manifest. If an idea Jesus. Okay. If an idea comes to my mind, and it's something that I can see doing in the 3D, under what parameters, what like, boom. And I send it off. That's what I do. It might not work for anyone, but if you have a new idea... And, you know, even if you have an old idea, you might as well do the fucking same shit if you're going to do this. If there's an old idea that keeps surfacing in your mind, okay, do I want to see this in the 3D? No, so why do I keep letting it surface in my mind? That is the question. You don't want to see it. But you know that... I'm thinking of like in the movies, like where it's like on a film reel, right? And it's in the it's going into the fucking reel. It's going into, and these are just thoughts and images in your mind. It's going into the reel. It's going into the reel. It's going into the reel, right? They're just random, right? They don't make sense if they're looked at out of order. It's only when you put them in a certain order that they make sense, right? But that's, and I mean, makes sense logically. To the God self, ain't nothing need to make sense, because, you know, whatever. Everything is all at once. So basically, it's like the movie reel going, you know what you're putting in to the movie reel, right? It's just like floating by. Okay, it's just anything. It could be a whole conglomeration, 12 million different movies inside this one reel, and they're all going on at the same time, different scenes, past, present, future of the millions of movies, okay? But what is the one that you stop and you focus on? That is the slide that is going to manifest. And the more time you spend, stay, and entertain with and within this slide, you have frozen it, and then it starts to solidify, and that's how the fucking reality is created. So if you are having a negative thought, like, what did I do? I had a neutral thought, and what I do immediately, I went in, I said boom, 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 this is something new, haven't seen this before, let me go in and make sure it's good. So if you're having a negative thought, you want to go in, okay, well, this thought, it's gone. Either that or it's now positive. Then you go in, what is the opposite of this thought? Okay, that's my new thought. Okay, let me train myself. Let me just input consciously. I'm gonna focus consciously awareness on a place and space and time where my fucking thoughts are all positive about this thing, and then I'm just gonna look there, and I'm gonna look there, and I'm gonna look there in my mind, and I'm gonna say it in my mind. And I don't know why I'm making these weird fucking gestures, but it's all good. I told you, I talk with my hands, I talk with my face, I talk with everything. Okay. Not including the thought transmission with my mind, I might add. But anyway, so it's like you're looking at all of these things, but the one that you focus on is what is going to get frozen and solidified. Because remember, like I said, with that reel, that fucking movie reel thing, boom, 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 everything's going in. Oh shit, I'm gonna like press pause on this one. How you press pause metaphorically on a fucking idea is you keep thinking it, you keep looking at it. And then the way that the reality is constructed in to my understanding, the thing, right, I said in my other live about the waves, you're collapsing the waves because you're focused on it. So it's like a lamp heating up. The lamp is you, the eye of God. Okay, you're focused on it. And I see a fucking wild ass fucking visual right now. It's fucking wild, goddamn. Whoa. Okay, but this is how I talk. So it's like the light of God is illuminating that thing, and the light is making it solidify to bring you to it in the 3D. That's the best metaphorical representation. And it's not what you're looking at with your two eyes. Your two eyes to be looking at any fucking thing. It's what you're looking at over here. It's what you're thinking about. It's your dominant assumptions. You're freezing the slide and you're giving it the light of God, and that is solidifying because it must serve you. You focused on it. So it's just like, oh, okay, here, input, boom. But you're God at the controller of the fucking video game. So it's like you get to choose a slide at any moment, right? But the ego also, built into the parameters of the game, the ego also gets to choose a slide. You know what I mean? Because your ego or your higher self, however you want to call it, there is no choice in the God state. The God state is just alignment with that thing, perfection, right? But you have the illusion of the ego being separate. So when the ego keeps going in the direction that is not in alignment with God, it's going to process as shit input because it didn't come from God. It came from the corrupted file. Or the belief system that's meant to hinder in the matrix, right? That's what it was. That's all it is. But because the ego has a perception of the choice, the ego can choose to look at it from a different way. Be like, oh, okay. This motherfucker making his fucking pervy noises. But that's really what it is, okay? You're not gonna, necessarily get rid of the ego, but you can take the armor down, and then the ego is just going to be calm because that's part of the parameters of the game. Like, you're calming the ego. There's no malware or whatever the fuck they call it, and everything is running simple in the software of your mind. So if the software is running fine, the hardware is good, right? Because the software is running the hardware, because you're operating in the 3D matrix. Some of the software is saying, well, I think this is a car, I think this is a couch, I think that, right? It's coming off of thoughts and you're assuming it. So it's operating from the software to make you make decisions in the hardware. So everything is coming from the software. Because you have to still perceive what the 3D thing is, and that's coming through a thought. Oh, you get it. You have terms and conditions to manifest it because you are God and there is none else. You don't have to have terms and conditions. I mean, I just told you, I don't know if you were here for that part where I went into that thing, how I manifest. Like, did I say, do I want to see this under what conditions? I do that. I mean, you don't need to do that. But for me, I've noticed the more specific I get, the better the feedback is. To what I receive exactly to my specifications. So I like to do that, but you don't need to. I love that noise. I love it. Ooh. Oh shit. I love that mustache guy. I fucking love it. Thank you for sending that. I absolutely love it. So I have no fucking idea what I was even talking about because I just went into like some, I don't, holy motherfucker. So I think I'm going to call it an evening, day, night, morning, wherever you guys are, because I've been talking for a while and I've noticed like if I talk for a while, the fucking uploads take a little longer, which probably, yes, maybe it's my belief, but it kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Like, so I don't want this to get too long, but I know that, ooh, thank you for the ghost. I know that you guys enjoy the longer videos on YouTube, like if you're doing some random activity to have on the background. Because I fucking love that shit too. Like, I remember I was doing that, like I would have my background like soothing noise and it'd be like a true crime podcast. That to me was very soothing. That was what I would do at certain points, and I'm like, okay, what is gonna make me be more in the moment now? I'm gonna clean and listen to a true crime podcast in my fucking ear, and I'm gonna have me a ball, and I fucking did. So that's what relaxes me. It might necessarily relax anyone else, but that's what I do, So I know some of you probably listen to my videos in that same way, but thank you all for joining, and this will be on YouTube. I don't know what I'm going to call this. My input is eye-opening, inspiring for you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You've been braiding your hair while listening to me. Aw, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the content, and this will be on YouTube. I don't know, because I don't know how long I've even been talking. The last one I think was over 3 hours, so I don't fucking know. Time doesn't exist though. But anyway, thank you all for joining, for the likes, for the follows, for the shares, for the comments, for the conversation. Love you all. You already have whatever the fuck it is that you want, because you are the Lord and there is none else. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.